I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what is up? I see I got a typo on the date. It is April 29th. Do not adjust your sets. You have not come to the wrong stream. We're here to make the bookie scream. We got ourselves some action tonight. I just made that up on the fly. Lots and lots and lots of action tonight. Lots of playoff action. The NHL has not one, not two, not three, but 4 games in play. Closeout series on the line. Ottawa, Toronto, Devils in Carolina. A couple of split series in Minnesota, Vegas, Edmonton, and the Kings. We've got the NBA in action. A 4-pack in the NBA. One game's about to pop off right now. Milwaukee, Indiana Pacers, Milwaukee, Algonquin for the good land. Then we've got Detroit and the Knicks, Orlando, Boston, and the Clippers and Denver. And let's not forget MLB. In fact, I'm glad I just checked. I'm glad I just double checked. Plenty of action in Major League Baseball. Let's see. What do we have for action here? We've got the Cardinals and the Reds. We've got the Diamondbacks and the Mets. We've got San Francisco and San Diego. And I'm just double checking. Does anybody know what's going on with that Cincinnati Reds game? It's not on my book right now. It does look like they moved that Twins-Guardians game back here. Beautiful weather across the northeastern part of the United States. Very warm. 70s and 80s. Very windy. 10, 20, 30 mile an hour gusts across almost every single major league game tonight. And it's Thursday. It's Tuesday. You know what Tuesday means. Tuesday means that my guy Sharpie and I fire off The Walking Dead at 1 p.m. The recording is out there. Sharpie comes in with his package of K-props. I think I fired off 5 RBI props tonight. We were 3-1 last week. So lots and lots and lots and lots of fun. VB, MMA, and Ramon Scott. Shout out to them gentlemen. They came out there and fired off the UFC Des Moines card here, given their looks to cook the books for the UFC. Tuesday night means golf action pops off later tonight. That means we've got Wednesday leads us into UFC from First Strike's perspective. We've got rugby action, you name it. No better place to find all your gambling content than here at Sports Money. And breaking news. Here's some breaking news. Let's run the clip. We're going live tonight. Sharpie and I will be joint streaming, and anybody that wants to join us can pop in, but there's so many great games tonight. My man's off work tonight. He said, you want to do a live stream? I said, you bet your bottom behind. We're not quite 8 minutes in. That you know I want to stream live tonight. So get ready, get set. I got all my chores done early. I still got one last thing to do, but we'll have plenty of time to do that because why not? It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun night. We're going to make some money. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to do all the things that we do, and live betting is where we do it best. Nobody beats what's happening here at Sports Money. So get ready and get set. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. Speaking of fun, staying in the black is always fun. Another winning day. Not going to get too excited. Netted out just under a unit yesterday. But the important thing is that we got that unit. So, sorry, I was looking at something else here. And we continue to climb. We are at a high water mark here, 62.5 units for what's happening here across the Pregaming enterprise, the premium picks and such. We're having a tremendous month. And I'm excited for what's coming. Get ready, get set. We've got more programming, more content coming down the pike, as we do here. Can't just rest on our laurels. We got to keep it fresh. Got to bring you guys great content, big winning plays. And we're running down to it here. The NHL will soon be in round 2. The NBA will soon be in round 2. Major League Baseball will soon be through the first quarter of the season. And just excited. Just excited at the rate things are going right now. Starting to flow in nicely. I'm trying to flow in nicely on this. What did they cancel that Reds game? Does anybody see if they canceled that Reds game? That's what I want to know. Is it canceled? Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I don't see. Oh, say, can I not see? And there's plenty of light. Son of a gun. I don't know what's going on with that game. I hope it's not just a rain delay. If it's going to be canceled, then cancel it. Don't just delay it, because that'll suck. It is a rain delay in Minnesota, Cleveland. And it looks like this game has come off the board. Postponed. Son of a... I had a banger on the over. Now it's postponed. Maybe they knew. Maybe they knew I was going to fire a Scud missile on that over. And that's why they canceled it. I don't know, but I hope you guys are ready and set, because we're going to get into this thing here. Not a lot of time. We want to get ready for the live stream. Give me a chance to freshen up, grab a cocktail, and then circle back here. Again, yesterday, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We split the day. Griffin Canning gets his win, but Cleveland gets a loss. 11-1 loss. So plus 140 minus 122 is 0.18. Tampa Bay got busted up. My NHL yesterday was just subpar. Tampa Bay got busted up. Weird game. Go down, score 2 in a row. It's 2-1. They get a goal canceled back to make it 2-2. And then they end up losing back-to-back goals. But both teams scored back-to-back goals with like no time in between. So that kind of stunk. But we were on fire. And then, of course, Colorado hit the bed 6-2 against Dallas. Fortunately, that game was over before it even started. Cleveland minus 8.5 for the NBA was a no-sweat bet. Them boys won by 50? We were all over Cleveland out there. We showed you guys a little bit of line reading on that as well. I hope you found that beneficial. Try to incorporate that as you're looking at these future series in the NBA. We were all over that. And not just that one, but Houston Rockets got the win at plus 4.5. Now, sadly, I got greedy and double dipped. And this is why I don't play first quarter bets. The first quarter under 18 every single game this series for Golden State. They get 28, I think is what they had. And the under 25.5 does not cash. Then we finished it off, and we finished solid in Major League Baseball, seeing the board and unbelievably here. Told you I liked Oakland. Oakland gets the win 2-1. We had the under 9.5 here on the show. The Astros, they made it sweaty. But they won 8-5. Gave us a great live line opportunity at plus 450. And sadly, Michael Conforto did not get his home run. It's like 3 times in a row that I've given out a player to get a home run that is like 0 for 4 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. So we got to clean that. I do have a home run spot that I like tonight. I do have a home run spot I'm going to give you guys here tonight as well. And we added a play. We added a play in that Denver Clippers game. So let's get ready. You know what time of the show it is here. Thumbs up time. In show, thumbs up. Post show, comments, and you guys did a tremendous job with those comments yesterday. And I want to thank you for that. I know it's an extra step. Some would say a little bit of pain in the neck, but it means a ton to us here at Sports Money when you guys take the time to do that. I think we had 18. I want to double check. I think we had 16 post-show comments yesterday. 69 thumbs up. Let's see if we can break that record today. See if we can get to 20. 20 comments. I think the most we've had is 25 or 26. So let's see if we can get there, you guys. Love to hear what you guys are on, your best bets and all the rest. being viewer supported. We need your help, not just by way of the thumbs up, but get out there, become a member if you haven't done so already. Don't miss out on this premium opportunity here. We are firing bullets, but let's go. Let's get to work. Close the comments, hit the thumbs up, pop the comments back open. I'm all excited about the night tonight, so I'm trying to keep myself in the seat so we can get through the show. Let's go. Love it. Got some new silver members out there. Thank you guys for joining and upgrading and all the rest that goes into that. Randall Sheffield, our newest upgraded member. We're excited for that. Looking forward to, don't take it lightly. Want to give you guys winning plays. And when they're not firing off on the show and there's spots to play, we want to help you get to the dough. So that's what that's all about. You know what's going to happen now. You got to get that pen and paper out. We're going to get ready. We're going to get fired up. We're going to share the best bets from the chat. I'm going to talk about the plays I'm on. Then we're going to circle back, regroup, start a new stream, and go live with our guy Sharpie and company. It's going to be fun. I hope you guys are ready for a nice fun. Yeah, summer's in the air, man. I got that itch. Let's have some fun and do just that. Speaking of fun, Jover's over season is underway in his assault on the unders. Rains no bounce. He cashed again last night, that Dodger spot. What'd I tell you guys? I thought the Dodgers were going to lose that game. I had what I call an asshole parlay. I took every game that was down, that was a favorite, for plus money. I parlayed them all together. And then I popped in the Marlins. And they were down 5-0. And I was like, man, everything else cashed except this Marlins spot. And I think it was like 90-1. It's like a 5-leg, 90-1, something like that. And so they tied it up 5-5. And they offered me a cash out. And the cash out was 45-1. So I took it. Small investment, big return. I thought, you know what? Give me this shot. And then Jover and his over came to run 8. They end up losing the game. Good cash out. Marlins lose. 1-run game. If you had the Marlins plus 1.5, you won. If you had the Dodgers minus 1.5, you lost. But Jover won, and he's coming back at it. He's giving you guys the Diamondbacks Mets over 8.5. He also likes the Twins and Guardians over. A little bit of a delay in that Twins and Guardians game. Gerald Jones is here. He's 38-30. 2 best bets tonight for our guy, Gerald Jones. He likes Toronto on the puck line at plus 150. He likes the A's and Rangers under 8.5. I rather agree with both of those, Gerald Jones. Good luck to you. I'll be excited to root you on because that means I'm rooting myself on. Let's go to Joe Dub. Subhuman Gaucho's ready to go. Kenny Woods here. Nasty Nate says the Celtics smash. The Red Sox smash. And Lexicon says another one. Robert McCormick's ready to roll. Abel A in the house. Lex Mookie bets for a ribeye. I like that. A little ribeye action in there. I recognize that. Jay Main's in the house. Ignatius Pennyfeather the 7th. We have royalty here in the house with Ignatius Pennyfeather the 7th. Ken Wood says, heck yeah, live stream tonight. Just made my ears perk up. Hopefully a lot of live looks. Peter Gracia is here. He's driving, but he's listening. That's what we love about our guy, Peter. Supporting us, doing his thing. It's going to be a good time here tonight. Ken Wood says the Reds game got postponed. Abel Ace has got a family gathering. I'm doing the grilling. I'll try to stop by the live stream. My nephew's getting out of prison today. All right, man. Getting out of prison. You ain't going back. Don't burn the meat. Good for you, Abel A. Nice little family guy there hosting the grill. Dana Delp says, sup, guys. Cameron Sinnett had himself a UFC card there. Is he the king of the main event? Is that what I saw, Cameron Sinnett? Bucks money line and Leafs minus 2.5. The extended line for the Leafs. Dana Delp says, dang, Reds game canceled. Nasty Nate, 11-0 Bucks. Let's go. Ignatius Pennyfeather the 7th does not think the Leafs minus 2.5 is going to come through. Joe Dubs cashing, gifted us a sports money membership. Cheers to you, Joe Dub, my guy. Appreciate you supporting here on a reg. Let's go. Ignatius Pennyfeather's predicting an epic choke by the Leafs to Ottawa. Markel says, Homer Dinger Tuesday. I got a dinger for you. You want the dinger right away? You guys want to wait? Dinger right away, or you guys want to wait? I'm going to give it to you right away. Line is coming down as well. It was plus 600 earlier today. Jordan Beck. Who? He's not an owl. He's a real dude. And he's got moxie. And that's what we want from home run hitters. Jordan Beck. Colorado Rockies come way down. Big movement from earlier today when I talked about it with my guy Sharpie. And look, kids out of Tennessee. Gets to the major leagues. 5 home runs in his first 3 games. And they weren't Coors home runs. Well, I think one was. He's playing Atlanta. It's windy. Good opportunity out there. We're going to take ourselves a home run prop with Jordan Beck. Good price tag. 5 home runs in his first 3 games with the Rockies. Only 6 players have done that in Rockies history. He is one of them. Jordan Beck will lead us off with a home run spot. I'll put that in the chat. Colorado Rockies. Shop it around. Let me see. Let me see what the best number we can find is for Jordan Beck. Got ourselves a few more minutes since that Reds game got canceled. Damn, that was an over. That was a meaty over too. It wasn't just an over. I told you guys I liked Houston last night as my favorite spot on the card. That red spot was my favorite spot on the card tonight. I gave out Spencer Steer for an RBI earlier today. That sucks. Come on. Cooperate with me. Cooperate. What is going on with... There we go. There we go. Where are you? Beck. You fuck. Where are you? There he is. Pardon my French. Whoops. Ready for a live stream. Plus 500 is the number now available. A couple of books have a plus 500. So get in there, get out there. Let's get that cash. Let's move on. Let's get to this card that we have here tonight. Stop Gio says good luck to all. Ken Woods got Jackson Churio as his no sweat home run bet. Okay. I had a whole list of dudes that I wanted to smack away on with some RBIs. Keep your eyes on Weston Wilson, Philly. I'll do some real capping. We're going to get into this card. We're going to do this thing here. Let's do it right. Let's give you guys some players to keep on your radar, not just for today, but going forward. Speaking of your radar, let's talk about some NHL games here. I'm going to continue to cap as we go live because I want to see how some of these lines matriculate, how they percolate, how things continue down the stretch here. But kind of already gave you a sneak peek on one of the guys that I'm going to get involved with here. Ottawa Senators, Toronto Maple Leafs, Linus Ullmark, Anthony Stolarz. Rumor is obviously the sickness that's floating around on the other side. So they'll go back to Stolarz. Allowed just 6 goals, 92.6% saving in the postseason. And they're bringing him back. And I think it's night-night for the Ottawa Senators tonight. Look, 4-3 overtime win for Game 4. I did see some early sharp action coming in on the Ottawa Senators. And Ullmark, 91.2% saving. First postseason win. We were on Ottawa. We jumped on Ottawa that spot. I'm off them again tonight. Thing is, I'm not going to go lay the juice. The way that I chose to attack is the way that we've been attacking every single game of this postseason. The Ottawa Senators, team total, under 2.5 tonight. You know what I like most about that team total, too, is if this is now, look, we got a lot of options with this thing. If Ottawa goes and shits the bed early, they're going to have to pull their goalie. That could be problematic for your 5.5s. A 4-2 game and you're screwed. 5-2 game, 6-2 game, who knows? If Ottawa's carrying the lead going into the third period and they shut it down to get to overtime, it's 2-2. As long as Toronto wins, we cash. We don't want Toronto to have a 2-goal lead going into the third period. That is problematic, unless it's 3-1. Either way, 7 p.m. start. Give me the Ottawa Senators. I got their team total under 2.5 goals. And minus 110. So reasonable number. Reasonable juice on that thing. We've been cashing. We've been smashing with this Ottawa team total under. We're going to go back to it again tonight. Just don't think they're going to be able to beat Stolarz. I think their season's over. They got their win. It wasn't a complete spanking. It was the old gentleman's sweep, as they call it. We'll roll on to game number 2. I snuck peeked this one for you last night. Jacob Markstrom, Pete Kochikov, I don't care, Kov. And here's the thing. Freddie Unreliable Anderson is hurt again. Undisclosed injury, leaves game 4, putting him on the sidelines, and Kochikov will go in there. He did play well in relief. And, the thing on this, the rumor on the street isn't just a rumor. There are a lot of injuries for this New Jersey Devils squad. There's no doubt about it. And here's the thing. You guys have heard me talk about it before. What's the number we look for? You're probably thinking, huh? What? 10. It's tough to get to 10s, and it's going to be tough for these Devils to lose 10 straight times at this Carolina Hurricane situation. It goes back to last season. I'm not buying it. The Sharps are on the under. The respected action came in. They're popping this under. This team total under 2.5 for the Devils is juicy. We know Carolina is the East Coast capital of the under. Hear me out. Star players get injured. First game they're out. You want to play on them. So we have a little bit of that flavor going on for this New Jersey Devils. We have the backup goalie is now the starting goalie, and the now backup goalie is the Zamboni driver. So it's not literally the Zamboni driver. Well, it might be. I don't think so, though. I think they called somebody up from the AHL. And look, Kochikov, 7 career postseason appearances. He allowed 3 goals in his last start. 4-2 loss to the Canadiens. It's been about 2 weeks since he's touched the ice as a starting goaltender. And in 7 career playoff games, 1-4, 3.73 goals against average, 87% save percentage. I'm fading at the big price tag. Don't take the plus 1.5. I mean, you can if you want. But it's plus 1.5, and it's like minus 110 or minus 115. This is big score time. Big score. We want some more. It's plus 230 for this New Jersey Devils team. I'm taking them. I'm in tonight. You can get a plus 240, Dana Delp, even better. Look, the season could very well be over for him tonight. I just think we do have backs against the wall creates desperation. I wanted to get their team total under. It's way too juiced. We talked about this last night. When we see some of this juice bomb for the unders in the first 5, like that Houston game, they go over. You've overjuiced this Devils team now. I could see them win this game 3-1. Take a 3-2 deficit back home. Try to make this a series and go to 7. Now, Carolina did become the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup across all the teams out there. So do I buy it? Do I believe it? I don't know. I thought Tampa Bay would do more than they've done. But I do think that we have an opportunity for a live dog tonight, a big bomb. I don't think the NHL wants all these East Coast series to end. Who are they going to play at 7 p.m.s if they're all over tonight? Put your tinfoil hats on. You're going to roll on out. You're going to play You're going to have West Coast games. They're all tied. There's going to be a decided advantage for the East Coast if they have all that rest rolling into the next round of the series as well. So give me the Devils. Just a little hunch, followed by some sharp betting and a lower score prediction. And if it's low scoring, then hey, anything can happen, man. A bad squirt off the boards. The puck ricochets off of some asshole skate in front of the net. Who knows what it looks like, but 240, Dana Delp says on DraftKings, is good money. That's how we're going to get paid in this Devils game. And look, I know there's more NHL games on. My first glance is I'm going to give out an overtime here. Minnesota-Vegas. Contrary to popular opinion, I kind of lean both these games going under. Minnesota-Vegas and Edmonton and the Kings. The Kings obviously coming back home. We know that they were, what did Ramon call them? Home wreckers, I thought it was funny. It made me laugh when I was cutting the lawn. But I would lean Edmonton in that series too, just simply based off of my eyeballs and the motivation and momentum I saw from that previous game out there. Edmonton might have found their stride. So we'll keep our eyes on those games as things percolate through the evening. But there's 2 games to start the NHL card off for you guys. Let's roll into baseball. This game fucked us. Scumbags. Probably raining. So I shouldn't just blindly call them scumbags, but that's my thing. The Arizona Diamondbacks, New York Mets, and we had Jover give us the over. Do I agree with Jover? Do I want to pick a side? We've seen nothing but runs from this Mets team. I think the Arizona team is very capable of matching the same. The only thing I don't like is a smidge of reverse line movement. 98% of the bets and 97% of the cash are on the over. And we see some 8s out there. They're not true 8s. They're plus 100s. And not a ton of movement on this line. I mean, it's not an automatic slam dunk Met spot here. Minus 148's moved to minus 140. 80% of the bets and 66% of the cash have come in on the Mets, and yet it's gone from minus 148 to minus 140. 3 cents of movement, plus 126 to plus 123 on the Diamondback side, does suggest reverse movement. It's Rodriguez starting for the Diamondbacks with a 4.39 ERA. It's Peterson with a 3.29 ERA for the New York Mets. I think these conditions are favorable for hitting. That's what it comes down to for me. I'm with you over. I like the over in this spot. To me, look, there's a unique situation. I believe in the team just threw up their nuts philosophy. I also believe in the team just got shut out philosophy. You've heard them both. It's fucking mouse pads. Gotta go. So let's talk about this. A unique, not often found situation. A favorite. Coming off a road game. At least 16 hits and scored between 15 and 21 runs. Favorite road game, off a road game, 16 hits, scored between 15 and 21 runs. That is the Mets. 51 and 27 to the over. Hits 14 straight times. How much over? We'll keep it short. We'll keep it sweet, simple, and to the point. I got an over. I got an 8.5. And I don't think you need to, it's minus 104 on the 8.5. My assessment here is you don't need to buy this down to 8. Either this is a 3-1 game or this is like 14-6. Crazy, I know. But I wouldn't spend the extra juice to get this thing down. Let's keep the VIG low. Let's get this thing ready to smash these bookies. And let's go. Let's move on to, what do we have? What do we have? I'll add a spot. Fuck it. Give me the Brewers minus 1.5. Let me see what this number looks like. Eesh. Oof. Nope. Give me the Brewers minus 2.5. Brewers minus 2.5 is plus 105. Late plus 105. Yeah, I'm not going to lay minus 1.5 at minus 148. Here's the reason behind this play. The White Sox are obviously a bad team. Arguably not as bad as the Colorado Rockies. The Brewers found their stride on the road against the Cardinals. This will be their 3rd straight road series. So there's a little bit of the road warrior factor in there. The thing is, the White Sox are that bad. And if you look at some of their batter versus hitter assessments, I don't know that this game, it should go over the total for sure. I mean, it's a little bit cool, but there's 11 miles an hour of wind kicking around in that thing. It's Peralta and Gilbert. And I'm not ready to put my money behind this Gilbert cat. I mean, I think this first, and another way to play this would be to consider the first 5 parlayed with the full game. You can get some juice down on that thing as well, or you could even consider a first 5 minus 0.5 and the full game minus 1.5 to beef these odds up here. I'm going to lay the extended line though, because simply I don't see any the success rate, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The success rate against this squad is where Freddie Peralta, he's not a world beater, but he's out there with a 2.43 ERA when he fights and faces these boys in the White Sox. This wind is in. And as I mentioned, it's almost 11 miles an hour. If you look at the success rate of the Brewers against Tyler Gilbert, the lefty, they're crushing them. They're almost a 6 ERA. That's why I like him to get the early lead. And, one of the guys that's been getting on base, there's 3 guys on this team for the Brewers that I think are going to be real problems for this White Sox team. 1, Jackson Chourio. 2, Christian Yelich. And 3, Bryce Hopkins. Let's not forget Bryce Terang down there in the 8th position, but Hoskins has got himself on like a little 9-game heater. I think it is 9. I think it's 9 straight games where he's had contact with the ball. And that's trouble because you got strong hitters in front of you. Contact on the ball brings those boys in here. I'll lay the 2.5. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of this spot here. I think, again, the best number that you can find on this is plus 105. But since I'm going to come off of that game with the Reds, I'll lay some 2.5 runs. I got to win by 3 for this thing to cash. But look it, I don't see any other way. To me, it's all Brewers. I'm not buying these White Sox. I'm going to get paid in this spot. There's an extra one. Jerry Davis on the Arizona spot, Washington fading yesterday result. Zoe says he likes to always live smash the Celtics in the third quarter if they flake in the second quarter. Sometimes he smacks the second half too. Okay. All right, let's go to this last baseball game here. Keeping a brisk pace today. A very brisk pace. Considering we have a live stream that's going to pop off here momentarily. Well, I don't think that one can start without me. I don't know. Sharpie's all business, man. He's on his off day. He's here to work. He might start it without me. Can't be late. Can't be late to their own party. San Francisco Giants going to face the San Diego Padres. For what I think is going to be a fun series between these two teams. You look at their records right now. On the surface, yeah, they're smashing. They're cashing on both sides, both squads. What we do have from a pitching matchup is where I do believe in a side starts to expose itself. We start to peel that onion back. I love talking about that peeled onion. And look, Logan Webb 3-1 with a sub-2 ERA. The thing for me, forgiven but not forgotten. Nick Pivetta somehow has a 4-1 record. 4-1 record with a 1.2 ERA. So we got a battle. We got a showdown. And crazy messages coming in. Love you guys, man. Love it. Love to see it. So Logan Webb, Nick Pivetta. I said this the other day. Here's where you're not forgotten. You ready? Nick Pivetta, Patriots Day, 6 years ago? What did he puke up 9 runs in 2 innings? Somebody go back and fact check me. Ever since then, I am not a slick Nick Pivetta guy. The only thing slick is his ability to manipulate a contract extension and find himself still playing in the MLB. I want to say it was 6 years ago. It might have been 5. It was an under. It was early. It was cold. It was all Boston. They were big favorites. And slick Nick comes out there and he just choked. And look, yeah, he's having an incredible start to the season, but that's not who slick Nick is. Now at home, he's got a sub-1 ERA. He's got a 0.45. In my opinion, this dude's coming off of 7 innings. When these pitchers start going longer than they've gone in their traditional numbers, I want to get on the other side of it. That to me, slick Nick is not a 0.45 home ERA 7-inning pitch guy. He had 2 hits that game. Now, let's not get excited. It was the Tigers. It was 2-0. We saw the Tigers blow it yesterday. He's on extra rest as well. It's been 7 days since he started. So you're messing with the mojo just a little bit. You get these guys out of their routine, out of their rhythm. I want to get involved on the other side of things. I certainly want to be on the other side of Slick Nick. Now, I looked at the batting pitching matchups. I looked across the board there. I ultimately had Manny Machado that I shared on Sharpie's show. Here's the thing. Yastrzemski, Jung-Ho Lee, Matt Chapman, Wilmer Flores, even Lamont Wade, Tyler Fitzgerald down there. All these dudes are going to face Slick Nick. The lefty-righty matchups, good news, more righties than lefties in the lineup against Nick Pivetta. 0.271 is Nick Pivetta against righties. A shocking 0.188 against lefties. I think Logan Webb comes out here. I think he stands on his head. I think he knows this series inside and out. I don't think he's afraid to go out there and nuke these dudes. He's, look, 1.98 facing these batters out there. Give me this road team. Very, very intimidating because on the surface, as you look at these two spots, 12-4 are the Padres at home. But hang on, 10-6 are the Giants on the road in a place they're familiar playing with arguably their ace on the bump. Full game. I want to see those other batters that I mentioned get the opportunity to smack around Nick Pivetta. And I want Nick Pivetta to, listen, ideally he goes 3 innings. They bring in the bullpen, and then we continue to take San Francisco the entire series. Those are my thoughts, my assessment. I'm going to take these Giants squad, the San Francisco Giants. And the San Francisco Giants are sitting right around minus 110. What I was able to get the San Francisco Giants at was minus 125. What's it? Is it? Let me see. Let me double check. Oh, yeah, that's one of those bullshit exchange books. Yeah, we're good. Minus 120 on Caesars, moved to minus 125 as well. I'm in. I'm ready. I don't think I gave you guys the splits. That's my fault. I got so excited to shit on Nick Pivetta that I forgot to give you the splits. And we have everybody loving the Padres. 57% of the bets, 69% of the cash. The line hasn't moved. Plus 106. 6.5. 96% of the bets, 94% of the cash have moved this to 7. 6.5 is now seeing some 7s. Because I think they know what I know. Slick Nick going to get his top pop in this battle here tonight. You guys tell me what you think. Zofe. RBI props are solid moneymakers. If dudes strike the ball hard, Zofe. I think it's Zofe. Is it Zoe Fi? Or Zofe? I always say Zofe. I hear Ramon say it differently. Zofe. You want to hear a true story? Raise your hand if you invented the RBI prop. I tell the story all the time. Had the epiphany one day. Everyone was betting home run props, and they're betting like 6 or 7 dudes to hit home runs across Major League Baseball. And I woke up and I was like, these RBI props are like plus 160s, plus 170s. Why is everybody hitting home runs? They're more likely to hit a grounder for a single or a pop fly. Maybe they pick up a double and they scoot a run in there across the board, especially if they're in the 3 or 4 hole. And so that's a true story. Nobody was betting RBIs. Home runs. Now, the books, in all fairness, didn't really have RBIs out there until a couple of years ago. But it was that opportunity. And so, yeah, C-Mac's right. The RBI props, while smaller price tags, have way more opportunity. Zoe like Lonzo. Okay, Zoe is too cool. That's what I thought. Zoe, I think you told me that before. Jay Mann says 3 straight homers for the Yanks. Whoa. The Yanks are fired? First inning? That game's got over. I think that's what we're going to see for a lot of these games tonight. We're going to see some action. But that's what I believe. Yeah, you know what? Plus 600 sound great. There's a reason you don't hear me give out home run props very often. Lower reward, higher risk. Even though the price tag says differently, you're more likely to go 3-1 with RBIs than 1-3 with home runs, right? Think about it. Guys are going to hit home runs. How many times do they hit a home run? 30? 40 in a season? Maybe? Well, they're playing 160 games, so that means 1 out of every 4. But the reality is they're not hitting it 1 out of every 4. If they get a home run, they're more likely to get 2 in that game than go and get 1 the next game. So you're going to you take your 1-4 down to 1-3. I'm sorry, it makes it 1-5, 1-6. I moved the number the wrong way. So you have to get a plus 600, and he's got to hit a home run once every 6 games for that to pay a profit or even be close to neutral. And the reality is, guys like Shohei Ohtani are some of the only ones that are capable of kind of getting to that consistency and standard, but their price tag's plus 250, plus 300. Now, they're not going to hit a home run one every 3 games. But when they do, they'll hit 3 or 4 in a game. So it just doesn't pay out. It's just not profitable. That's the math. That's the numbers. That's where the process came from. Let's talk about some NBA. Crushed it yesterday. A master's class. A master's class in helping identify how to read lines. I might clip that and replay it. Not as a cocky, arrogant prick, but that shit's real. And that's how it came to fruition. We talked about it. The day they're beating a team, and then the next time they play them, the line's less. Red flag. What do the books know? And the books know they're not covering. And that's what we saw in those games yesterday. Specifically the Rockets game. That was a tight one. But we knew that with Cleveland. They just smashed the bottoms out of them, boys. We're going to roll into this one, though. We got the Knicks hosting the Pistons, a.k.a. the Pistons. This line opened at 5. It has moved to 5.5. 60% of the bets, 58% of the cash coming in on the New York Knickerbockers. They're playing at Madison Square Garden. There is an opportunity for the Knickerbockers, the Knickerbottoms, the short pants to go out there and win this game on home turf. The line's moved up 2 points from 213.5 to 215.5. 82% of the bets, 82% of the cash are taking it this over. And what do we got cooking around here? Well, bottom line, there was some ref fuckery in that last game. The 3-point attempt in front of the bench should have been a foul, was not a foul. Plus 2.5 covers for the Knicks at the Pistons. They did win by 1. We're seeing this line's rolling up to 5.5 now. Think about the 5.5 is the Pistons have covered that line 3 of the 4 games this series. At plus 6.5, they covered. They won outright at the Knicks, 194. That was one of those spots. The first time they played, it was plus 7. They lost outright by 11 points. Then the next game, they lowered that line. It was everything you need to know. There's that master's class in reading the line. Now, with this one, I think it's a little different, though. We do have a closeout opportunity. These boys should come in fired up and ready to go. The big thing for me, the big wild card, what's Karl Anthony Towns going to do? So after they kind of potted around, they cat slapped it a little bit. They moved Karl Anthony Towns into a position where he was going to have essentially more offensive production. He's going to be a little bit more of a floor general out there. Now, is Stewart coming back? I haven't seen the official update. I haven't seen it come across the phone just yet, but either way, I think that puts Karl Anthony Towns on ice just a little bit. I don't expect him to go out there and ball like he was. The consistency in which we've seen Detroit cover this spread, this number, the young, hungry roster, they're not afraid to go into Madison Square Garden and give a fight. 5.5 is too many. Do they win it outright? I don't know. My gut tells me this is a last basket game. I mean, look, great series. Everyone was raving about the Clippers and the Nuggets. We'll talk about that game in a minute. The Pistons and the Knicks, though, I mean, at the Garden, should be a lot of fun. Should get loud. Crowd's going to be a little different early in the week than it is later in the weekend. We talked about that last week as well. And I do believe they can make the adjustments here. I think Detroit gets an opportunity to go back home. They're going to have to win it outright to do that, but I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think the Knicks can find a way, especially if we're playing roster trickery. Karl Anthony Towns wants the ball in his hand. You saw that they can get it done. They stopped, that last game was tight right to that last basket, arguably with a different overall ref fuckery, I guess, is what we're looking at. You want to talk about ref fuckery? Let's talk about it for a second. Mark Davis is the crew chief. Home conference favorites between 5 and 10 points on a total between 210 and 220. Under Mark Davis officiated games are 34 and 42 against the spread. They do win 49 out of 79 times. So there's an advantage for them straight up. But the points indicate it's too many points. Slim pickings, but I'm going to take the 5.5. I'll take those points in my number. Now it's moved up too many points to me. It's just too many. It's just a good opportunity for us to get a smack spot here. And I like it. I'm going to roll with it. Give me the Pistons. with the plus 5.5. I think they extend the series. I do. I thought the Rockets had a better chance to get the job done yesterday. And they didn't. It's bottom line is they didn't. So I'll take the 5.5. Let's roll it. Let's talk about Orlando and Boston. Get the bow on this show. Actually, I do have one more spot too. Shit. That's how it works. That's why this is the best slate to be involved with live with you guys here. Things matriculate or percolate through the night, and we want to be involved in it here. Speaking of getting involved, this line's come down with heavy action on the Celtics. 79% of the bets and 76% of the cash have smacked away on the Celtics, and it's gone from 12 to 11.5. This total, 199.5. Seeing some 199s, 198.5s. 79% of the bets and 84% of the cash are coming in on this over. And look, predominantly over, under. That's what we've seen with this series. It started out under. Same situation, similar line profile. Here's another little opportunity to evaluate this thing. 12.5. Now, I know this opened up at 12, but 12.5. Just give me that half a point for argument's sakes. It sailed under the number. It was 189 points with a back number of 205. This line's come down in a similar spot. The books are concerned about the under. They go into Orlando. Orlando did get that win. We were on Orlando getting the points in that one. Under 200.5. Thing is, when they move it down below that 200 number, it does end up going over, right? So 109-100 game 2 of the series. Orlando finds a way and covers the spread, and the number ticks over. I just think they're done. I don't think that, Ramon said this perfectly a couple days back where he was talking about just the youth. Like the matchup, if Orlando Magic had a little more experience, would be something here. I think this is going to look similar to that Cleveland game. I think they do put boot to ass on this Magic team. And then what happens is in the second half, they start sitting some guys, and probably both teams. No sense in anybody getting hurt the last game of the season for the Orlando Magic. Can Tatum go out there and continue to lead in scoring, rebounding, and assist? I don't think so. I kind of think Tatum's a bitch, but that's me. That's my unfiltered opinion on the situation. Both these teams are 3-2 to the under in their last 5. This is a zigzag situation at its finest. If we're zigging off the zag, then we got to zag off the zig, because that is where the under falls under line in this one here. Also, when I'm looking at a couple of different factors on this game here, let's talk about some intersecting zeros. The Celtics find themselves in a 7-0 under position when they're playing a conference opponent on the road, and they made 25 or more free throws the previous game. Why is that important? Because they're inflating the line by making those free throws. Those extra little dink and dunk spots at the end that's why the zigzag is in effect, by the way. They're clicking those free throws. They're getting extra sloppy points at the end of the game that mean nothing. And then the book has to account for those. They have to inflate those to account for that extra free throw capability. And when I talk about putting boots to ass, it's because the Magic find themselves in an 0-7 position, coming off a rest situation as a road dog, where they had more fast break points than their opponent. In other words, the opponent figures their defense out and doesn't get sloppy. The rest turns into rust for the Orlando Magic, and that's why I think the Celtics dictate the pace in this game. I like the under. I think it's a good-looking spot for the under. It's 199.5. It's not for the faint of heart. But we've seen quite a few unders, obviously, in the NBA postseason already. Will that change next round? Potentially. But I'll get involved with this under. I'm not scared. 199.5 seems like it's a fair, fine number to me. Nasty Nate likes the Celtics under teaser. Okay. It's a lot of points. Jerry Davis asking if the Leafs game's going over. I think the best play is the team total under for the Ottawa Senators. Sometimes when I'm sipping a drink here towards the latter part of the show with a live stream on deck, I start thinking to myself, there's way too much pop. That's right. Pop. There's way too much pop left in that can for me to be transitioning over to a nice full glass of vodka with a splash of Red Bull. So I think Boston finishes this series. I think they roll on. Too much for Orlando to handle. I think they club them, they clobber them, they smother them. They do all those other things here. Last game I got for you guys. I'm going to add this one. It's an ad. It's the Clippers and the Nuggets. Full flip. Clippers opened as a dog. They are now a favorite. It's also moved from 1.5, now seeing 2s for a later night game with 45,721 tickets on it. Something to be concerned with. 51% of the bets and 58% of the cash have come in on the Clip Show. And we know the show prevails at home. Can the Nuggets find themselves in a position to extend? And I think this is where they're in trouble. You got no coach. That to me says there was some dissension in the ranks. And anybody that's played sports, at least at a competitive level, can tell you, with dissension in the ranks in a series tied at 2, if things get difficult, you start pointing the finger at your teammates. And you don't have your natural leader that built the team and created the flow to help address it and identify it. James Harden's been fun to watch. This guy's still kicking around with 22.8 points per game. Jokic's obviously a triple-double machine. He's averaging 30 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 10 assists a game. Can he go out there and continue to be that floor general? Who the hell else is going to do it? That's where they're going to be in some issues. That's where they're going to be in the shit, as they say. And look, give it to you again. Denver. 0-11 at home with rest. Let's start there. Let's get that step one. Denver does not cover the spread at home with rest, which is such a change of pace from just a couple of years ago. Now they win. They're 26-15. The Clippers are just 20-21 on the road, but 0-23 with rest against a conference opponent that averages less than 42.5% field goals, less than 25.5 free throws. And the key part is the spread between the threes. When they're not sure what number to put on that Nuggets team in the series, Clippers and Nuggets, when they're not sure, Denver does not reign and run through. They are 0-23 in those spots. And last spot is the turnaround. The Clippers, after getting out rebounded, as straightforward as this can be, after they get out rebounded, they tighten the ship. They are 7-0 against the spread. Doesn't happen often that they get out rebounded. It did lead them to a loss last game, 101-99. When they get out rebounded, they smoke the team the next game. They're winning by almost 20 points a game in those spots. I got to take the Clippers. I took them on the money line. I think I got a -118 or something like that. And that's it. That's the way we put the bow on the show. We're going to go live very shortly. Give you guys some time. Zoe says, drink beers. I used to drink beers, man. Nobody drank more. Well, some people probably drank more beers than me, but I went to a lot of concerts, a lot of tailgating, a lot of festivals, a lot of outdoor sporting events, a lot of beers. Gives me a headache, makes me full. Gets in my way of drinking, you know? The beer consumption to fill ratio versus the vodka to lit up ratio. I prefer the lit up ratio. I want to light the books up tonight with you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to watch with us here. We're going to go live. Shout out to my guy, Joe Dubb, with the Sports Money membership. Appreciate you, Joe. Thank you so much. And appreciate all you guys coming in here doing this thing. Get out there and comment, post show, leave your favorite bets. If you're tailing a play, if you got your own play, if you want to share what you drink from a cocktail perspective, what kind of beer you drink, I don't care. Just leave us a comment. Those help us continue to grow, continue to crack this YouTube code, competing with the big boys. We're viewer supported, and you are our viewers. We love you guys. Appreciate you spending this time, and we'll see you here live. Probably about 8 minutes, 9 minutes, just long enough for me to slam this, pour that, play that, and get back live. Thank you guys. See you really soon.